Tonight, we talk about public safety and work in the community with the parish's top law enforcement officer. The High Sheriff is at the desk, and we talk to him next. Roll it, Ed. He was sworn in on December 4th of 2007. He's currently the president of the Sheriff's Association. And as I said, he is the parish's top law enforcement officer. Sheriff Sid Gautreaux is here with us this evening to talk about Baton Rouge and the work that he's done. He's been a friend of mine for almost 20 years, so that tells you how the last 2 decades have gone for me. But, you know, we'll start right there. Yeah. So how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, and I appreciate you having me here. It's always great to spend time with you, and I want to congratulate you right off the bat. It only took you 4 takes to get the intro. So, I mean, you know, you did great. You did great.
Okay, so, you know, I knew today was going to be interesting because you got here early, you know? Yeah. And I always joke that you generally start your day at the crack of 1:30 every afternoon. So, law enforcement has been in your blood for a very long time. I mean, you spent nearly 3 decades as the chief of the Baker Police Department before coming over and getting elected as sheriff of East Baton Rouge Parish. Why law enforcement?
It is something. Oh, I'm sorry. You're gonna get on me today.
I am.
Clay is something that, you know, that's always been in my blood. The only 2 things I ever really wanted to do it, knowing that and realizing that at an early age, was I either wanted to coach or go in law enforcement. And life led me, God led me to law enforcement. And it's been my passion, you know, since an early age. I mean, I was influenced early on by some people men that wore this badge, and I looked up to them, and, you know, just coming up in the age that I came up in, you know, honestly, if I was living in Texas, I'd have done my best to be a Texas Ranger. But and it was something about this badge, the sheriff's badge. You know, I was fortunate. I had the opportunity when I decided that yes, this is what I want to do. This is the profession I want to be in. I had an opportunity to go with Baton Rouge City. I had an opportunity to go with the state police, and I had an opportunity to go with the sheriff's office. And yeah, people would tell me you're going to make better pay here. You got this here, better benefits, whatever.
Sure.
But it was just something about being a sheriff's deputy, and it's always drawn me. So that's where God led me. That's where I am. I'm thankful for it.
And you've been doing this for so long. Why keep doing it?
Well, 3 reasons, and I've touched on it. One is, this is not just a profession to me, it's a calling. And I know this is where God wants me to be. And I take that very seriously. But I love doing what I do, you know, and I'm really blessed. I've got a great bunch of men and women who work in the sheriff's office, you know, true servants. And that's the only reason to be in law enforcement. I don't care how you cut it. The only reason to be in law enforcement is to serve. And those people who excel in this profession, they have a true servant heart, true servant mentality. Because at the end of the day, that's all you have. You know, you go home, you look in the mirror, and you're able to say, I helped somebody today. You know, I helped protect somebody's property. I helped them out of a bad situation, whatever. And that's the gratification that I get every day, knowing that me and the men and women in the sheriff's office have done things today in the course of our duties to help people. And that's what drives me. But, you know, what keeps me here is, you know, when I started here as sheriff, I had a list of things that I wanted to accomplish. And thank God, through the hard work of a lot of men and women in the sheriff's office and people that we're surrounded with, we've been able to accomplish a whole lot over the last 14 years. But there's still some things that I want to see come to pass and get some more things done in the sheriff's office. And really, you know, as long as God wants me here and my health is good and the people want me here, I'm not going anywhere.
We have a little more than a minute. I'm going to start down this road and we'll take a break and come back.
All right.
What is your philosophy on leadership and building a team around you? Because I know that you empower the people in your leadership team and you let them do what they do.
That's right. Well, you know, I've taken in everything since the first day I pinned this badge on. I looked at people that I was working with, people that were working with me, people that were over me. And I always try to look at things and take the best out of everyone and try to glean what I can out of that, the good. You know, there's always positive and negative. I've tried to take the positive, but the main thing with being a sheriff, it's just like being a coach. I don't care what ideas or dreams or goals I have. If I don't have good players, good assistants,
Gotta have a good team.
We gotta have a good team.
Stay right there. We're going to come back and talk more with the sheriff about his philosophy on leadership, law enforcement excellence, and also he's seen some of the damage in the aftermath of Hurricane Ida. We'll talk with him about that. We're talking with East Baton Rouge Parish Sid Gautreaux here on the Clay Young Show on WBRZ Plus. So Sheriff Gautreaux has an interesting philosophy about leadership. We talked a moment ago, Sheriff, about how you bring in people, you empower them to do their job. And in law enforcement, it's a little bit different because it's literally life and death. And you were talking about that. So keeping people, in this climate of conversation about law enforcement, how do you keep people?
Well, and let me step backwards just a second. Leadership starts at the top, you know, and it goes all the way down, comes right back up. I think the best way to lead is by example. You know, you have to have a clear mission statement. You have to maintain that daily, and you have to support people. And my leadership style is not micromanaging. I'm going to empower you with everything you need to do the job. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to be there to support. But you know, you only develop leaders by letting them lead and showing them the way. And that's what I've tried to do throughout my life and my career. But state that again to me, because my mind went back to leadership.
I'll go back to something else. I said keeping people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how do you keep people?
Well, we have a very robust recruiting, and there again, I'm going to speak a little bit more on it now. My philosophy has always been, since I've been in public office, is that being a public entity, our workforce should be a mirror of what our community is, the people we're serving.
Right.
And that's what we strive for, and we've done a good job at that. But you know, to attract young people, you have to really promote and sell your department and show them what's here and what's here. And of course, when young people talk to me about entering into law enforcement, you know, I'm going to tell them the whole I'm going to give them the whole picture, the good, the bad. You know, there's positive, like I say, positive, negative, and everything.
What does that speech look like?
Well, you know, to begin with, and it goes back to what I said earlier, you know, I hope you're here for the right reasons. And the only right reason to be here is to serve and protect, because that's all we do. And it's not good enough. You know, law enforcement, we know better than anybody else. We're people like everybody else. But when we put this badge on, take that oath, it's not good enough for us to live with it. We have to live above it. And I'm going back. We're not any better than anybody else. We're human beings. But we have to live above it, because this is giving us a sacred trust in the from the public. And we have an obligation to the public to maintain a higher standard. So, you know, but it's really hard now, Clay. The climate in the nation, the things that have gone on in the last couple of years has really made it harder. You know, I'm part of the major county sheriffs of the United States, which is, there's only 100 of us across the country. And we talk there, we talk here in Louisiana with Louisiana Sheriff's Association, and it's harder and harder for us to recruit. Not that we don't get applicants, but you still have people that apply for a job that can't understand they can't be a convicted felon. You know, and believe it or not, that happens. You know, and it's just, we do everything we can to maintain integrity, our character, you know, and so forth. And we stress that to our people every day, and I stress it to the young people that we hire.
Let me ask you, the nature of the conversation about law enforcement has been very, very racial over the past half decade. And it's uncomfortable when people are talking about some of the confrontations and the energy between people of color and law enforcement. Now, you and I have known each other a long time. You've been in these conversations with groups and churches and community events around the city, and you've been comfortable about talking about how we have to bridge the gap. We have to do the work. Could you kind of talk about that for me a bit?
Well, when you talk about racism, racism exists. It's there. Is it bad? Is where it was back in the 50s and 60s and even in the 70s? No, it's not as bad. I think we've made a lot of progress. We've made a lot of progress. Is it where it needs to be? No, but we got to keep working in that direction. Right. You know, to me, and people will differ with me about this, but I've never policed color. I police crime. And we have to get along in this country. We got to recognize and respect each other and work together to eliminate some of the problems that we have. You know, and it's about people. It's about people, Clay. It's not, if you don't have that in your heart, it's hard to get in somebody. That's hard for somebody to learn that. Right. You know, you got to already have it.
I want you to hold your thought, because I want to come back to that. We're up against the break, and I want to continue talking about what you're saying. And again, to people watching, and we've had these conversations, the sheriff is always honest about these things. We'll talk with him more about that. We'll also talk about what he has seen in the aftermath of Hurricane Ida. Don't forget to check out the podcast at podcast225.com. I might invite the sheriff. Hadn't made my mind up yet. Back in just a moment. And so we're talking with the sheriff about law enforcement, and as we were going into commercial break, you were talking about dealing with issues of race and us working together, and I think it's such a great point because it does take everyone actively working to improve things.
That's exactly.
I look at the leadership of your agency and the support you've given to officers of color. For instance, the national president of NOBLE, the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, is a sheriff's deputy, Captain Frederick Thomas. And Link is a good guy, and he's someone who I think will represent the parish well. But you encourage promotion amongst the ranks, even with people of color. Talk about that.
Well, the organization he represents, and I'm very proud of Link and what he's been able to accomplish, and we'll give him all the support I can in his endeavors with that. It helps him, it helps the department, it helps the community. But when Noble first came to Baton Rouge, I was approached by Reginald Brown, who was a constable then, and Reggie was real instrumental in bringing it here. So Reggie walks into my office downtown, and he says, "I got to talk to you," and he told me about Noble and everything, and he says, "What I'd like you to do is two things. I'd like you to join." And I said, "Well, okay, I'll be glad to join." But he said, "I'd like you to open this up to your guys." And I said, "There's no problem with that." So we started that, and that's how I've been very supportive of them and of Link and his efforts. And that's how we got to where we are now. And that's opened the door then to bring everybody in. And look, you got to really, you can't come in here and talk about it. You can't come in here and just say, "Oh, this is what we need." You got to do it.
Got to do it.
You got to do it. And that's the thing, and Clay, you and I have talked a number of times. Whenever we go to some of the most crime-ridden areas in the parish, and you've walked with us in some of those
we were
areas.
just talking about that.
Yeah. But my point is this: anytime we deploy on some whatever we're doing, whether it's some kind of enforcement effort or whether it's some kind of outreach program, you got to keep it in proper perspective.
Okay.
I don't care if it's some of the worst places in the parish we have to go. The majority of the people living there are just like you and
100%.
all they want to do is live in peace and raise a family. It's that 10%, give or take, that's causing all the havoc.
Yeah.
And it's not, it's on everyone. It's on everyone. So I always instill that and make sure that everybody realizes these are good people here, man.
So we
got to serve everybody the same.
That perspective that you have is one of the reasons why people in the community love you so much, but it's also, it plays out in the way that your people police the areas that you are in. You talked about it. We've walked in every part of Baton Rouge, and when we meet people, A, they're glad to see us, and B, they engage with you and the chief and Hiller. Well, they tolerate Hiller.
Well, I was about to say, thank you for that clarification.
But I think the community part of this, that's right, the community part of this is important to you. Why is it so important?
Well, number one, that's why we're here, to serve the community, the entire community all the time. But my philosophy in law enforcement has always been twofold. It's a scale. And one side of it is community outreach. We have to do the community outreach. We got to let you and everybody else in the community know we care. We're not going to be here today and gone tomorrow. We really want to help you and make your quality of life improve any way we can. And we do a tremendous amount of community outreach. You mentioned Gautreaux. That's where we started with our community outreach years ago.
Do you remember something? We talked about this. When you became sheriff in 07, it was, I think, Halloween of 08. And you opened a substation there off of Burbank. And for Halloween night, sheriff's deputies were out en masse, parked in areas like the Hermitage neighborhood and areas over there, so that the kids could trick or treat.
That's right.
And have normalcy.
That's right.
And just that little thing gives people confidence in law enforcement around them.
That's right.
And I think that those are the kinds of things that the public needs to know that happen in this town, even in this climate. Would you agree?
I totally agree. And I don't have to ask my deputies to do those things. They do it because they want to do it, and they do it because they care. If you'd have noticed, they were giving out candy. They still do it every year. And they're getting that candy. It's not the sheriff's office that's providing that candy. They're doing it. And it just does my heart good to see that. And that's why, without the community outreach, to begin with, like I said, the community's not going to know us.
Right.
They're not going to know what's in here. They're not going to know whether, you know, and you build those, you gap those bridges, and you cross those bridges, and you bring people together, and they know that these people really care. And that's the other thing. Do you have time, or you want to go to the next
Well, we're going to take a
segment?
break. If you want to just keep talking, I mean, we got to take a commercial break.
Well, no. Go ahead and take your break. I understand you got to pay the bill.
Talking to the sheriff, we got another segment with him, and we'll talk about Ida and the aftermath. Stay right where you are. All during the commercial break, I got to take a beating from Mel and the sheriff over here giving me a rough time. Mel over there on camera one, who works his way into every closing shot of every show. He tried to strong arm me to get barbecue out of me last week, and now you come in here and messing with the whole team. And
Well, I was going. Why can't we get Mel in here? I mean, Mel's got some good questions over here.
Ed, we got to talk after this show. So let's, going back to something here before we get to Ida. You talk about the community aspect and working with the community, but there's also got to be the heavy law enforcement aspects, because people do want the hardest criminals off the streets. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Well, and yes, and I talked about the scale, and one side of the scale is the community outreach and doing things to build people's trust in us. And that's very important. But on the other side of that scale is enforcement. And you can't have all of the outreach and no enforcement, or all of the enforcement and no outreach, and accomplish what we want to accomplish, what you want us to accomplish. And it has to be balanced out. I think you've seen things across the nation where community increase has really increased, which it should, community outreach. But enforcement has gone way down, and look what the crime rate is. So it's got to be a balance. And some of the very people that we talked about going into some of these areas will tell me, we really appreciate what you're doing out here, but we appreciate the enforcement effort.
They want you in there more than, and when people say they don't want to see police officers or law enforcement, no. If you go in there, they're excited to see police officers and sheriff's deputies there. Now let's move to Hurricane Ida. I know that you were in South Lafourche and your people have been doing resources in other areas as well. We got some pictures of some of what y'all were doing. Tell me about what you saw in the aftermath of this storm.
Well, as you all know, as you know, we talked about it last week and the week before as well. Whenever we have something like this happen, if the storm's affecting us here in East Baton Rouge Parish, I can't send anybody anywhere until we secure the parish and make sure that we've got everything under control there. So it was about 4 or 5 days into it before I could afford to send anybody out. The Louisiana Sheriff's Association has a task force, statewide task force that's split up into the northern half of the state and the southern half. And whenever we have an emergency, whether it's natural disaster or whatever, that requires extra personnel, the sheriff on that parish will request from the LSA, from the Sheriff's Association, to send. Hey, there's only, I think, 8 of us, 8 sheriffs out of the 64 that are self-contained, where we can send a contingency of personnel down there. We can house them, we can feed them, we can do the whole 9 yards. You know, so we're self-contained. We're one of those 8 parishes that are self-contained. So once we got Baton Rouge, where East Baton Rouge Parish where it needed to be, we sent our contingency down there, and I got about 25 deputies working down there. We had to send our maritime response team because Terrebonne was, South Lafourche, where we went, was so hard hit that they needed people on the waterways, because you know they're a big water parish next to Terrebonne. So we sent them down there as well. We're bringing them back today. The sheriff told me yesterday they didn't need them anymore, but they continually need us. Another agency that was down there is Florida. We work well with Florida, with the state of Florida. They have the same setup that we have here in Louisiana with their sheriffs. So they sent Seminole County, they got a self-containment unit, so they sent them down. They left, I think, yesterday, and Sheriff Weber in Ascension has gotten his parish under control. He's sending somebody to replace that.
Well, look, keep up the work, and I was thinking about inviting you back. I'm not so sure about that right now.
Hey, you know, I'm a big boy. Throw it at me, man. I can handle it.
See you next week.